Hi, this is Barry Schwartz from the Search Engine Roundtable. This is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, August 27th, and we got some good news for you today. Over the past week, the news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. So the big news this week was that Yahoo finally made that switch over officially to the Bing results. So now, if you go to Yahoo and you do a search, it would be, if you're in the US or Canada, it will be fully powered by Bing, the organic side at least. So if you do a search on Bing and Yahoo, compare the organic results, they will be exactly the same in terms of rank and order. Yahoo obviously reserves the right to add additional elements to those search results, but they do not have the right to change the rank or order of those search results. So pretty much now, if you go to Yahoo, the results will be exactly in the same order as Bing, and Yahoo is saying that they still are a search engine, they still are devoted towards search, and I pretty much disagree. I say they officially gave up on search, and Yahoo wrote a blog post after my post saying when they gave up on search, saying that they are fully dedicated to search and that's their future. Honestly, I think really they're not. You can see their post at the Yahoo search blog, or you can see my post over at the Search Engine Roundtable, and I posted that on August 25th. When I went ahead and shared that post, the Yahoo post, basically calling me wrong and telling them they're not involved in search, I had some people do some tweets, like Dr. Peter Myers, who said, and I'll quote you, "Funny, when Yahoo uses someone else's data, they're evolving, but when we do it, i.e. SEOs, I'm an affiliate and they don't want us in the search results." And then Danny Sullivan, one of the most respected people in the industry, said, and because, let me quote you, "I am among the irresponsible with the innuendo that Yahoo's not a search engine. It's not. It offers search made by others." So basically, Danny Sullivan's agreeing with me, that Yahoo is not a search engine, and he quoted them using the words irresponsible because he's calling Yahoo the people who say Yahoo search is not a search engine to be irresponsible by saying that, and obviously they're calling me and Danny Sullivan irresponsible. At the same time, Danny then followed that up pretty ironically by saying, "At least I'm not the one who said Yahoo was never a search company," and that was actually Yahoo's CEO Carol Bartz who basically said that. She's Yahoo's new CEO, which is not new anymore. She said early on that Yahoo was never a search company, and them moving out of search is not a big deal. So now for Yahoo to come back and say, yes, we're doing search, we're still spending so much on search and so, devoted towards search, it's kind of funny to see Yahoo going back and forth on this. So to call me irresponsible, to call Danny Sullivan irresponsible, and to call their own CEO irresponsible seems to be a little bit irresponsible if you ask me. Honestly, I feel bad. I really do like Yahoo. It's sad for me to see them go. Especially to Bing, not even to like a smaller company, why Microsoft, but anyway, and I really think they got really screwed with that deal, so anyway, it's upsetting to see that. Hopefully it'll make Yahoo's bottom line do well. Anyway, the next topic is Google, and I have something negative to say about Google as well. So Google's been testing, and actually Google's actually launched, last week I talked about Google having you do a search for certain types of keywords, and if it's brand associated, Google might show 80%, 100% of the results from a single domain. So if you do a search for Apple Help, 8 of the 10 results will be from apple.com. And Google last week told us late on Friday that this was actually not a bug, it's actually something they are doing, and this is something they think is relevant to the user. And I totally disagree. I think it is it's a horrible user experience. Obviously, Google's testing the results, and maybe this is what they want, but I personally disagree. I think it's something pretty poor in terms of offering a diverse set of search results that are all relevant at the same time. So we have posted about this on August 23rd, which is Monday, and I go off and say this is a bad experience, and I pretty much mock it. So all those who think I'm a Google lover, I give Google a pretty hard time all the time as well, and Google probably finds it funny when they hear people say I'm a Google lover. The next thing I wanted to talk about was their real-time search, which they officially relaunched today, or last night. Basically, Google has added a bunch of features to their real-time search. If you go to google.com/realtime, not everybody sees this, but a lot of people see it right now. Google.com/realtime, you'll see a real-time landing page for Google Real-Time Search. Google has real-time search for a while now. Actually, it came out back in, give me the date, came out back in December 8th, 2009, so it's been out for a while now. They added a dedicated homepage at google.com/realtime. They've also made geographic refinements so you can actually narrow it down to people near you or to a certain location. They have a conversation view, so if you see somebody tweet something and you want to see the conversation around that tweet, they group them all together so you can see the conversation. Finally, like I reported earlier this week, Google added a Google Alerts feature, so you can now select updates in the Google Alerts, so you can actually get alerts for anything that comes up in Google's real-time search engine. So that's nice to see as well. Here's another really wacky thing Google's trying, and I think this is kind of crazy, but what do I know? I don't have I haven't seen it myself, but basically some people are reporting that when you do searches in Google search results, the search results themselves are updating as you type. So you're typing stuff, and the search results you see on that page dynamically update. It's like scrolling or streaming search results as you type. There's a video on this on August. We have a post from Rob on August 23rd. There's a video showing this how this works. I don't think I can embed. Maybe I'll try to embed that video in this archive. But if you want to look more about this, I posted it in the chat room, and you can take a look at that over there. So it's pretty interesting. You can take a look at that, how it works. It's interesting, and from the SEO value, it's pretty neat. It's more of a keyword research tool for people, and you can think of it that way. But in terms of the average searcher, I personally think it's crazy. And some people in the chat room, David says that he hates it, and he wonders how the AdWords folks will think about it. How will it impact the ads as well? And that's a good point. How will that impact ads? And obviously this is not live. It's something Google's testing, so I guess we'll see how that goes. Yeah, if anybody wants to participate and ask questions or comments and stuff in the chat room, go ahead. As well on Twitter at Rusty Brick. Just tweet me at Rusty Brick. For the local SEOs out there, Google Maps has updated their local guidelines specifically for the maps reviews. So now Google is basically breaking out how they want people to leave drop reviews in Google Maps. And now they always reserve the right to remove reviews, but now they laid out some of the rules and guidelines for how they like people to write reviews, as well as what reviews they can remove. And they rarely remove reviews, but they said if it's inappropriate, meaning they're unlawful content, illegal content, content that violates their policies, they can remove it. If they're spam or ads, they can remove that as well. If it's off topic, specifically just talking about something totally irrelevant to that, they can get rid of it. And if there's a conflict of interest, they can remove it as well. So if you want to learn more about that, August 26th at SEOroundtable.com. Also, Yelp has been removed. Google has totally removed Yelp reviews from their listings. It's a little bit complicated why that happened. It's more related to, I think, politics between the two companies. And a search engine land, Greg Sterling has a nice post over at Search Engine Land about what's going on and why that's happening specifically. And I don't have a link to it in my post, but just go to searchengineland.com and you can find it over there. The next topic is related to, let me just get it over here. The next topic is related to Google News. And just to tell David, I haven't played with it yet, no, but I think Aaron Wall has a great post about it. Bleco or Bleco, B-L-E-K-K-O is a great SEO tool as well, according to Aaron Wall. I haven't played with it yet, but if you want to take a look at it, just go to B-L-E-K-K-O or look at Aaron Wall's review at SEObook.com. Regarding Google News. Google News has been ongoing this Google News change. Back in, I think 2 months ago, July 15th, July 16th, Google News did a major redesign of their homepage. People hated it. A lot of their dedicated users hated it. So they kept complaining and complaining and complaining. And then about a month ago, they released a tweak which helped some people, but really most people still didn't like it. So yesterday, or 2 days ago, I think it was yesterday, Google released another tweak which allows people to click on this arrow on the top right, and I'll show people who are watching now on my screen. If I go to Google News, and you see, I'm going to zoom in here. You see this little arrow over here, you click it, and it basically expands the whole screen to just be one single view, and it removes the total Google News right-hand column. You can bring it back and forth if you want, but basically it removes it completely, which makes a lot of people happy. So that's a new feature. It's just funny to me how Google News is reverting back to their old design, allowing searchers to get their old design back, as opposed to what they spent so much time and money creating a new look and feel for Google News. This is a fairly interesting study done, I think it was in Spanish. So Dynamical.biz translated that Spanish review, that Spanish study, and it basically showed that, and it surprised me, that the search snippet, the meta description, which is often used in the search snippet, not always, but often used for the search snippet, is fixated over, meaning looked at, or looked at by a searcher more than the title tag or the title, the blue link on top. And that's fine. I found that very interesting. That the actual snippet, most of the time, or pretty much all the time, is fixated over or spent more time looking at than the title, the link, the blue link, or the URL in the search snippet. It's very, very interesting. I'm not sure why it is, but all that tells me, if this study was done accurately, is that you should really spend a good amount of time making sure your search snippet is very, very appealing and drives a click-through from the Google search results. Because obviously, ranking well is one thing, but getting somebody to actually click on your search results is another thing. So definitely take a look at that. We have more details about this study with links to it on August 25th at SEOroundtable.com, and it's just something very, very interesting in my opinion. The next topic is very hard for me to talk about in a very short amount of time. So, sorry. So basically, what you see here is there's a thread over at Google Webmaster Help where we have Branko over from the SEO Scientist blog posting a question about pagination and how he should specifically use no index or colloquial tags or other things to go ahead and help his pagination in terms of making it easier for Google to find the right pages and find the most appropriate pages. Then we had John Moo from Google and Vanessa Fox, who is a former Googler who's also a very well-known SEO, come in there and actually offer advice. It's one of probably the most interesting pagination and duplicate content types of blog posts, forum threads that I've seen in a long time. I'm not going to get into all the different nitty-gritty stuff. I wrote a really long post about it. Not really long, but pretty long post for my length on August 26th at SEOroundtable.com. So I would definitely recommend you take a look at that. I'm not going to get into a detail now. Pagination, duplicate content is a major thing. When you should use no index, when you should use colloquial tags, when you should use advanced CSS to use paginations or print style sheets or mobile style sheets. Is something that's very, very important for SEOs to understand, and this might give you a glimpse of the various techniques you can use in order to make sure your SEO is in par. Another topic I wanted to discuss was Google has given some clues on how to make content that's not unique more unique. And Google usually doesn't talk about the percentages of the content being, like if you take, for example, you sell, I don't know, refrigerators, and you have refrigerators from Maytag and from Frigidaire and from different companies, and they give you the product descriptions from the vendors, but every other person that sells a fridge on the internet uses the same product description, the same images. How do you make yours more unique? So this is a case of a manufacturer, like a Maytag, saying, hey, my site is not ranking above my people who sell it. I'm the unique source of this content, why am I not ranking above them? And John Moo from Google is basically saying, well, since you're the original source, you should have some more unique content that your vendors, that your resellers don't have. So I like to quote, I mean, basically, I'm not going to quote the whole thing, but I have a quote from John over here, which brings some more insight into how Google works in terms of their duplicate content filter. And the key takeaways I have from that is that one is the character count is not that important, meaning how much content you have or how unique that content is compared to different things in terms of character count is not important. But Google looks for something called a unique sense, whatever that means, and that's the most important thing. 2 sentences specifically may do the trick, meaning if you have 2 sentences that are unique enough with enough sense of unique content, that might do the trick, Google said. It's amazing he said that. And also, he basically specifically said use content that other people are not using. But it's amazing that he said 2 sentences would do the trick. So I found that pretty amazing. Another SEO thing related to Google is that Googlebot has been found crawling by the folks at Webmaster World. They found that Googlebot is crawling from 3 unique IPs at exactly the same time. And usually Googlebot, when they crawl your website, they'll use 1 IP at the same time. But to see the exact same timestamps with 3 different unique Googlebots from 3 different locations is something somewhat unique according to these Webmaster World threads. I don't know if that has anything to do with caffeine or something else, but if it's happening to you and you want to discuss it with other webmasters, August 24th at SEOroundtable.com. 2 more topics and we're done. Google's international filter. So, obviously Google wants to show the most relevant search results in their local space. So if you go to Google, if you're in the UK, you go to google.co.uk. If you're in India, you go to Google India. If you go to Google Brazil, etc. And what these people are noticing that their country-specific websites that used to rank very well in these localized versions of Google are not only ranking well in the localized versions of Google, but they actually have seen traffic increases of sometimes over 300% from third-party localized search engines. So somebody who specifically targets Australia noticed a 120% increase in the Google.com USA result traffic. This guy Sam also noticed a 90% uptick in UK traffic, 380% in India, and 360% in Brazil. I'm not sure if this is Google loosening up some type of their international filter, but a lot of people are noticing this at Webmaster World. Final topic is AdWords related. Just those who are using AdWords, there's been 3 different bugs that have come up in the past week. One is there's an invalid click rate, which is wrong. So if you have a report that shows the invalid clicks and click rates, that report is currently wrong. It's showing zeros, and it should not be. They're looking to resolve the issue soon. The billing tab is now inaccessible for some people. If you're not able to get to the billing tab, you have to go to a specific URL, and Google have a post about where to go exactly on August 24th at SEOroundtable.com. It's basically adwords.google.com/select/show billing summary. And finally, there's a wrong message on the account snapshot. So it says something about system maintenance. Just disregard that. There's no system maintenance this week. It was posted from 2005 to 2015, and it was a mistake. So ignore that. That pretty much recaps the Search Buzz video recap. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. Today, again, is Friday, August 27th. This is the news we covered over the past week at SEOroundtable.com. My name, again, is Barry Schwartz. And thanks, everybody, for watching. I appreciate it. Bye.